That's a damn lie, James. It kills the Pokies in one hit if you hit him in the head. I don't think Tempered does. Also kills Trinex without having to go through a second cycle of the wand. That part's not that hard, at least. You okay? I want to say Gold Sword and Silver Arrows uses, like... I want to say it's not that much time, like single-digit seconds. An optimal Ganon fight? I mean, inevitably, if you have Gold Sword, you have Silver Arrows, so the Ganon fight's still significantly faster. You're not going to open up the pyramid and only get one. I mean, I guess you could do the measurement on it to say, is it worth getting Silver Arrows but not Gold Sword? What does this guy take? 3 sword spin combos? Four spins or for the double hits? I think you mean 4 double hits. I'm used to going in there with like the pot, and then he just goes down that much faster. I think I was underestimating how much damage the pot was doing this whole time. It's like one pot, and then whatever, however many sword spins is easy. I think I actually knew that. We have a magic sword pickup in a Zelda 1 randomizer race. $12 hearts. Don't know if he got it at 12 or 11 or 10. Well, he did not have it at 11, I know that. I don't know how many floorboards you can be above the bottom wall and still not trigger the text, because I know it's actually pretty easy to still trigger it. Of course, that's the 20. I'm 25 rubies short for something later on, we'll know why. I was surprised earlier tonight when I actually killed something with that spray. Just looking at the race, the bow is in the 3 Triforce room. So he gets the bow and his last piece of the Triforce basically at the same time. So, and he already has Silver Arrow, so he's ready to go. I know, right? Arrows in a slingshot. You know, you could probably use the slingshot on your arrows to some extent, but you need a strong draw still. You have to like fire them off along the handle. And I guess from there it depends on whether or not you still have like a catch for the rock at the back of the sling. Because you need to hook the arrow on something. Notch it. Knock it in. Yeah, so which pot in here has arrows? I don't care that much. Like, I don't care enough to actually go and look it up yet, but it's just one of those things I kind of know. It's like probably 2 or 3 seconds I can save later on in the dungeon if I get those. That shot. Let's pretend that was intentional. Not that I'm even like specifically trying for a quick kill there. I'm just trying to kill them. But I feel like if I had just pumped one more arrow into one at the bottom, I actually had it. Because that last one took an extra arrow. It took like 2 arrows while the 5th one was dying. Literally free. Let's hope we get some arrows out of that guy at that point. I'm actually a little surprised how close they are. These two are in this randomizer. Given how far ahead one of them got. Granted, he has 13 hearts now, and a magic sword to go with it. Yeah, he has 10 hearts, admittedly. That's not awful. That's a decent number of hearts. Both have a red ring. Oh no. I just noticed the one that only just completed their Triforce does not yet own some silver arrows, so it's gonna be troublesome later. Silvers are not in 9. key is in 9. Don't care about the rupee. Mostly interested in a heart. Race is definitely over because he's about to start digging through 9 for silver arrows, and they're not there. I got the right pot part. I definitely would have gotten that by now. The other 2 parts are right at the very end of the level, so I just need to not take damage. Yay. Everyone's favorite thing is here when they need to get to a point alive. Yeah, just don't take damage. And pretend that we know how to swim. odds of the Zora spawning right on top of the whirlpool. Not the B button. Can't check this bush for a fairy right now. Where are my hearts in this tower? There really aren't that many. No, I still need that, actually. I can play this game at least. I didn't intend to use those strats. Just kind of worked out. Pretty sure those are both magic drops. I'm a little interested in if that skeleton was going to drop a heart and then it didn't. Which one I don't care about anymore. What happened to 9? Neither of them are in 9 anymore. I didn't get 3 quick slashes, but 2 spaced out slashes are just fine. Well, at least it was immediate. Victress, I'm not sure what that is for. It's not enough to kill that guy, it doesn't matter. That's what I figured it was. Hello, toddler. Hey, an SRL. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Capri. Hope you enjoy the ride. Someone actually was an SRL in their Twitch username. What's up with that? I don't know how loud that is for you guys. I can barely hear it. That might just be my own speakers right now, though. I only see one thing from the toddler. It's alright. Tiny people need to learn how to use computers eventually, right? I tried. The cave. Because I got this. So the rubies. I don't need those. Nice. Like general policy, get the mushroom on the return trip if you're gonna get it, so that you don't have to worry about avoiding it on the second pass. No, because it has there's one immediately after it with the same map. Your son types things, Victress, that's fine. Yes, learn how the internet works. Get that because I didn't get that last time. I am short a heart. Great. Give me something. I'm really glad I didn't turn to throw my boomerang at whatever they dropped because I would have dropped the bomb instead. Thank you. Shouts to Your Majesty, friend of the stream, winning a Zelda randomizer race. Having found the silver arrows before he even entered level 9. Can you imagine the relief in a Zelda 1 randomizer race if in the room with the last Triforce piece in it is the bow? bum, bum, bum. Ow. I'll get it later. Next item I need is the mirror to leave. Not to leave, but to return to the entrance of the Palace of Darkness. Hey, they both dropped hearts. The pot that always drops a heart and the guard both dropped hearts. Ow. I thought that was a Mythrius. Nice.
You don't even know that I'm canon.
Who?
Poof.
What's up, handsome? Can't do that with my thumb. It's impossible. I forget that the GB USB has like maybe like half a second of delay, which is only really relevant when I'm trying to use it for a closer look at my pixels in Mega Man 4. I'm trying to get a closer look at my pixels, guys. Sounds terrible. Does that mean all my Mega Man 4 runs are tool assisted? Because I'm really it's not really, because my tool is a screen that's closer to me. And if I really well, the problem is that my main TV is like a large number of feet away from me. Of course, today is the day that I get hit by that enemy. That hasn't happened in a very long time. take that hurt. This room is another room where I'm like curious what they figured out, because they don't go to that one first anymore. They go to the key that's like in the floor, which just saves going back and forth through that door. But it's like, I guess it's because it saves going back and forth through that door. It's everything else about it is the same. Damn. Well, no, because you would still have to. It causes you an extra trip from the beginning of the dungeon to here. I'm doing that now. Free trick. I am racing Cove Saturday, next week Saturday, at 11 I am racing the Cove at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, December 9th in the Mega Man 1 All Stages Tournament. Man, I didn't even go through there. I'm just gonna bonk everywhere and lose all the time I just saved. Do you know how much I have to bonk to lose all the time I saved from bomb jump? It happened. Nice. I need to actually, I wouldn't mind getting some races in before then. Cove and I just have an affinity for avoiding racing during day job time. What's the other reason I have full hearts? Just that. Besides the usual Helmasaur is terrible. Alright, can I get out of this room without getting destroyed today? Sub D-Rock? Easy. Where's the mystery turtle? What happened? Why did he turn around? I wanted that hit. I didn't want the damage. Why is his head low? I had 2 hearts left? Get me out of here, please. You get stuck on the pegs? What do you mean? Like, I know about the pegs in that room. Just not quite sure what you mean by stuck on the pegs. Oh. That's weird. I thought you meant like the hammer pegs, not the crystal switch pegs. May the way of the hero lead you to the Triforce. Whatever that means. So that wasn't terrible considering I lost Kiki. It's weird because I had like the first 2 or 3 playthroughs when I came back to this game last week. I always got that turtle like every time. It's like, what is going on? Mystery turtles here every day. Whoa. There we go. I need the mirror. I should have switched to the mirror. I didn't mean to pause. Ah, got him. I feel like they haven't picked that tune up again for another Zelda game. And they probably did. I don't even think they did. I'd have to actually play A Link Between Worlds a second time, because I really enjoyed it. And it's currently stuck in the void of I can't stream it, so I don't play it. Where am I going? I'm not getting bottles. When I first looked up D-Rock and I saw the text teleporter room on the screen, I thought we were talking about a Mega Man game. Alright. I want to ask you guys a question. And you get and I can tell you why later on. Like, do you or do you not casually call the refight room in every Mega Man game the teleporter room? Like, isn't that its actual name? I mean, obviously not Mega Man 1 because there's no single refight room in Mega Man 1. This game. But right, that's what it is. In every game that has one, whether it's Mega Man 2 or Mega Man X8, it's the teleporter room. The thing is, like, I decided I was going to learn hammer jump, and now I did it. You haven't called it that? What did you call it then, Victress? Like, what is the name of that room? When you go to Wily 5 in Mega Man 2, when you go to Wily 3 in Mega Man 4, like, what room did you just enter? A refight room? Like, what is its actual name? I think that's what I'm after here, like, the canonical name of that room. Like, I can't really see Dr. Wily sitting around saying, "And this is where I will put the refights!" Get this out. That kind of worked. Wow, is that low? Never named the room. That's fair. It just came up in a conversation the other day, and I was like, "It's a teleporter room. Crazy? That's its name." And the more I thought about it, the more it's like, that's an old, like, GamePro, like, Nintendo Power type name for it. I don't know what its actual name is. The Dr. Wily teleport system. I've seen hatches. I know, like, the Mega Man homepage calls it the teleport hatch layout. And I've never really disagreed with the concept of calling them teleporter hatches, but I mean, they're still teleporters. There are some dodges right there. I need the hammer. If I take any damage, I'm gonna use magic powder. Hi. Totally inconspicuous human being in the middle of the dark world. How are you today? Yo, I got magic back. Saving frames for the end of the dungeon. Getting some arrows. Not sure where I'm even going to use those arrows at this point, but I have them now. Ha! Get wrecked. Health is full. Next thing I need is the mirror. Still reaching over to split on catch. The blind fight, once you learn it, is actually not that bad at all. Like, phase 1 especially, you should be able to knock out every time the exact same way. Things after that get a little trickier, but yeah. I mean, maybe. I feel a little burned out on the Mario and Mega Man stuff right now. And this is a nice change of pace, and it's another game I loved as a kid, so it's like, it's here. That was a lie, I need bombs. Ha! Get sore beamed, chicken. Time save! Now I need the music. I mean, like every other game I basically played, right? This was a game that I just kind of picked up when I started speedrunning. I was like, let me just, you know, start playing this game because I like it. And even if I'm not the best at it right away, let me just like play it. No regrets even like getting it. I think within the first year I went from like a 3-hour time to the 2-hour time. I've been kind of in the 150s since then. Every now and again I pick up the game and it drops like a couple of minutes. Even my 153, right? There's a 2-minute mistake in that 153 that's not even like a death or like, you know, a bad mistake in a fight. It's purely forgetting to get a key in a dungeon. And it took that long to recover from it. So like, even right now, I should have at least a 152 even. Probably lower than that. This is the safety I want to still get. And if I'm going to keep going without bottles, I should just ignore this too. This is like purely a confidence thing that I feel like I don't need bottles at this point in my Zelda 3 career. Like, they're nice. And I'll probably regret it at some point later on, but... yeah. You just got your done. 130. Oh my goodness. That's a very good time. It means like intention to grind this game is like a little maybe. Get out of here. So here's the other thing, right? Oglib and I are still planning on doing the SNES Pentathlon, the Hundothon, the Ultimate Hundo. We picked December 30th as a date right at this point. Now that I know these actually do the same amount of damage. 100% of this is actually in there. Thank you. Forgot to get the second chest, because I usually get that before the blacksmith. And I just recently decided, let me not do that. I could go back. Is it faster to go back and get it after this? Or do I get the money in the cave? It's faster to go back after this. Didn't even do that. Yeah, we're doing Hundo. This is entirely a thing that the two of us made up. And by the two of us, I mean Oglib made it up. Now, the problem is that there's no real easy access to get back there. And this is the closest I'm going to be to it, is that doorway. Because I'm trying to think, where else can I get money? There's the cave south of Lake Hylia, southwest of it, where I have to kill them all the worms. And other than that, there's really not a good time to get money, unless I want to go to the light world immediately after this and start collecting 20s from trees. So then where are the other money drops? Where are the rest of the secrets to everybody? The other thing for me to do would have been to like grind out all of these things and try and get more 20s out of them. I do not like my life total, by the way, but I'm vaguely aware of where the next bunny fairy is. Anyway, how does it work? Ow. Is this magic? Arrows. Useless. Well, that's why I get half magic still. Feel better now. Let's lose a minute here. I need to finish a run, so I can't even reset yet. Like, I want to. May the way of the hero lead me to the Triforce? Complete refill? From like empty? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Pewexel, for that amazing tweet. Oh my goodness. Essentia, teaching my kids to use the Blitz command in Final Fantasy VI. POXL, did it go like this? Link to Final Fantasy X clip. Teach me how to Blitz. Hell yes. Here. What's up, Lawson? I've been trying to figure out exactly what that face was for a little while now, and I think I'm just now recognizing it as Aang, looking curiously. Young Aang at that. What's up? Not much. Still being bad at this video game. That's specifically from the Great Divide episode. Yep, there's a thinking face there. It's him looking longingly at an egg custard tart. What the hell is egg custard? The next item I need is the fire rod. I'll just open it up now. Got my bomb. Not that I needed it, but that is another attempt at the bomb jump right there. That's a lie, because I'll run out of parts by the time that bomb matters.
Fire wave!
That bomb might have been nice to get. Will I finish this dungeon today? I need to refill my hearts, I think, in one of these rooms. I'm gonna get the anti-fairy. In the room to the right of this one. Yo, I finally got a 4 spot. It's probably because I killed Zoras. actually get a kill for it? Alright, what did we learn earlier? Didn't even wait for this to go around once. First try. Since coming back to the game, this is the furthest I've gotten! Ah! So this is good. Easy video game. I gave myself a setup of the black line against the tiles. And that seems to be a good one. Shoutouts to the blue mail. I miss it every time I come here. And I hate whoever created the category for ignoring it. Because it's entirely a move to say, I don't want to do this dungeon. We have a 100% category where we just ignore a dungeon. All right. Working that half magic. Honestly, I also forgot to line myself up to do a sword spin when he first came out of the ice. But this is actually probably the first time I've, like, actually thought ahead to, I have half magic. Let's use it. Next step will be to think ahead to, you know, knock him into the corner like you're supposed to. May the way of the hero refill your magic meter. Yo. This is the run. Like, looking at these new split names, and like, what the hell? Oh, I get to do the thing. I get to do the thing. Hon, you ready to see the hot new strat from the tournament? Hot new strat. Get wrecked! There you go. That's it, everybody. That does absolutely nothing except make you feel good about throwing the frozen bird into the swamp to rot. Might get hit there. Nice. Now, I actually recognize that I have forgotten the route to this mess. Because I'm getting this key, and I feel like I don't need to get this key. But I'm getting it. I have the ice rod, yes. have Ice Rod. I obviously have Ether. Not only am I in the mire, it's still equipped. I have Quake. I have Flippers. I've intentionally not gotten any bottles. Like I'm supposed to hit that once. That switch once to make it blue. What's up, FCM? I thought there was one of those around here. There's the ice rod on your screen. Easy video. How many keys am I supposed to have right now? Like, I still feel like I'm getting an extra key, and I just need to look back at the old notes and everything and pick up what I'm supposed to do. I also still feel like it's close between using the mirror there. Well, I guess if you use the mirror, you undo this crystal switch that you hit, so that's why you not do it. I have an extra key. Is there any place I can leverage the fact that I have an extra key? I don't think there is. Yeah, okay, that is the one I don't need. Dang, I knew it. And can I, like, actually dash around? Like, bonk and hold right there as well to make that? It's not a heart? Why am I even looking for it? I don't need a heart. There's a fire fairy in the room before the boss. We'll take that one. Oh, do I want that magic? I don't care about that magic. If I was missing twice as much magic, per se, I think I would care. There we go. Pickle hitbox on my magic blocks. Wasn't sure if you could hit that from a distance like that or not, so I don't know. Thought that was one of the bomb holes that had like a bunch of shadowy rats running out of it. Now to not die to Vitreous. I'm going to get the heart back if I need it. Alright, this is a fight I need to actually learn to do properly one day. 8 arrows. Got him! Again, I have one extra key. Alright. Wrist tendons. Is that a celebratory shark, D-Rock? Because that's awesome. SNES is the best console. Or it has the best library, at least. And I have my 100 extra rubies, so we are good to go. What? Oh, I destroyed a rock with a rock. See you. I guess I could have done it closer. I'm thinking of 100%. Because I was thinking, I'm 100%. You want to make sure you have a path clear so you can claim the piece of a heart that's sitting here. Any, you don't care. So now all the time I'm spending like walking back over there is wasted. Because I won an any percent PB Lasso. I am going to still, you know, practice Hundo for the All Good SNES Pentathlon Hundo SNESathon. Posted by Author Blues. The next thing I need is a hammer. Those might be the worst design switches in gaming, by the way. Like, I guess they're not the worst, because they generally work the way you kind of want them to, but they're still a little bit of a pain. That's right, I go this way first. The SNES Pentathlon features Link to the Past 100%, Super Mario World 96 exits, Mega Man X 100%, Donkey Kong Country 101%, and Super Metroid 100%. I don't know, Lasso. Honestly, the game I need to prep the most is Donkey Kong Country, because of those games, Super Metroid is probably second on the list for I'm least confident in my ability to get 100%, but I know that's mostly I'll forget an item. Whereas Donkey Kong Country, it's been a long time since I've done anything with it. I've never really speedran it. So, like, okay, yeah, I cut the hour in-game in the 90s. Donkey Kong Country 101%. You basically need to find all the bonus rooms. You need to enter them all. has some stupid skips too. DKC is the reason I'm not going to do very well. It's like, as much as everything else is a thing, it's like, ugh. Because first you're dealing with, like, this game, 100%. And how it is not actually 100%. Because you're skipping over items. I don't buy their logic for a second. Let me get this. Donkey Kong Country has like all these map warps that it's like, we're gonna beat all the stages, but we're gonna map warp into the middle of the stage. What are the hearts in here? Alright, there's a couple. Counter Hunter 3 swag. Yeah, that sucks when that enemy gets right there. Alright, let's see what we can do here. It's over. If you're gonna say this is Eyes Part 2, it's really Eyes Part 3. Because you have the Ice Palace boss that's basically Krakow. Donkey Kong Country 101%, the more I see it, the less I'm a fan of it, because there's so many levels that are beat the level, then re-enter the level, and find all the things, and then start and select out of the level. Part 2 is Vitreous. You have the Ice Palace boss, then the Misery Mire boss. I remember the split, honestly. That was Vitreous. That was not Vitreous. That was, I don't know its name. It's like R or something. And I apparently forgot to split somewhere. I was like looking over like, why is this split so terrible? Yes, please. Right where this patch of dirt is. Argus! Thank you. I think that's good. It was probably good the first time too. Just stand in the middle of this explosion and pick it up again and waste time. Silver to kill the beast lies in the pyramid. Don't need that. Magic sword that's gonna save the world. Don't need it. Hell yeah, I gave that to you. Gold sword. Where do I pop out? I think it's actually a good location. Is this the cave I take to the top? I actually don't remember. This is not it. Oh god, I don't remember which cave I'm supposed to use. This one, then. Yeah, this looks familiar. I think the last several times I played the video game, I took the top path around the Tower of Paragon. Aquatic Epsilon, get to it! I will give Wind Waker that. Wind Waker's characters are probably the best characters. Just please throw out sailing and make a better overworld. Best King of Hyrule. All the ghosts. Wind Waker Link has the expressions are. It's not. I will admit, right? What? Sailing is like, there's a lot of people who hate on that game to hate on that game, and they're overdoing it, which cheapens all the arguments against that game. Like, when you're in a dungeon and you're actually doing something, that game's actually a lot of fun. It's just all the time you're on a boat and it's like... Yo, I got the map! We got the map! At last, we've got the map. Ow. Those things really hurt, actually. Again with this guy! Just stay out of the way, please. You know what? Alright, we need to kill this cat straight up. And he did give me a fairy. I wasn't sure I was gonna get it. Forsaken Fortress 1, the more I think about it, you're exactly right. That does not need to be in the game at all. I think I've gotten every Zelda game on release day, starting with Ocarina. I don't remember how long it took me to get a hold of Link's Awakening. And Link to the Past I certainly didn't get on release day. Everything before. Zelda 2. I remember my mom ordered that thing. I think we called Nintendo up directly. Or at least that's what she told me she did. First 45 minutes of Wind Waker. Now, Forsaken Fortress 1, like, I at least see what they're doing there. Triforce Quest is bad. Here's the thing, right? I just don't like what games in general have done with overworlds. Whether it's Wind Waker or, like, even the newer Tales games. Like, the art of making an overworld is dead, and it's a bad thing. The last good overworld is Tales of Vesperia. It's literally, it's like the last game that even has one. Give me this. Wow. N64 is not trash. N64 is like that awkward step that needed to be taken along the way to get anywhere. It's gonna get hit a couple of times here. Majora's Mask is actually a lot of fun. Oh god, here we go. Here we go. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm taking the safety. Let's go! Sure, I'll take 8 bombs. Ultimate safety there. Which one do I need first? I think it's this one. The next item I need is the bow to kill the Armos. No, it's a bomb to get to the Armos Knights. No, it's a hook shot. Oh my goodness, I'm just not gonna switch. Wow. That's right, this heart spawns in the middle. Most of the things in N64 games that are terrible, in the so-called good ones, are the graphics. A little bit of control handling, but I mean, let's be honest. Mario Odyssey has frickin' control problems. Every last 3D Mario game has control issues. It may have started with Mario 64, but it certainly didn't end there. DK64 is admittedly a really awkward collectathon. Every character will go and play their instrument in one spot in every stage, and then they'll get a bonus barrel someplace that only they can enter, even if another character can technically get to that spot where it is. I probably play more N64 games than I play GameCube games, though. Mario Odyssey's camera is just as bad as every other 3D Mario game's camera. Mario Odyssey, despite tons of buttons on the controller, decided that everything would be done through a combination of Y and Z. It's not like you couldn't have a separate dive button for some reason. But whatever. And I mean, to this day, 3D Zelda follows the Ocarina formula. There it is. Sunshine has so many other problems that are not related to the camera. Your argument is moot. Shouts to that 3D trailer for Odyssey. It's okay if you like Sunshine if you don't mind being wrong. Where am I going here? I should have gone to the right. You guys have the nostalgia. The GameCube was pretty meh. Damn kids, get off my lawn. Hey, we did it. You know, I think I actually gained speed by killing that guy. I, like, rarely pick up my GameCube. Metroid Prime was actually a pretty good game that Nintendo still decides they should spend every waking moment trying to patch the tricks out of. I bet they have like a room in the back of Nintendo headquarters. And they just have a chart in there. Glitches still in Ocarina of Time for us to patch. So we were talking about which safeties I do and don't get earlier, and I completely forgot about this one. Because, oh yes, I'm still getting this one. Before I learned Ice Jump, I skipped the red mail because I had blue mail, but... well... it's still significantly faster to get red mail than blue mail. Tetra, proving once again that no matter how badass you are, you still have to defer to the hero and be captured by the bad guy. Is that what you're going for? Cool. I can't remember how to kill mimics today. Well, yeah, the first half of that game. But you see, if she finished the game that way, we'd have a good argument here. as it is, you know, she learned her place. That's the lesson. That's bad. Tetra. Yes, we're talking about Tetra. You missed the whole first half of the conversation. You're picking that up just from me saying she learned her place. She has to be the damsel in distress. I mean, when she has all the sass, that's fine. No, in the final fight, she decides to shoot Link. Oh god, it started long ago in Skyward Sword. When Princess Zelda, on a regular basis, would throw Link off of cliffs. What was that room? I don't even want to know. Ow. The final battle in Wind Waker is actually really cool the first time you do it, and then you realize just how scripted it is. Like, the moment you realize, oh, I'm supposed to just parry and it's over, it's like, How is this fight going on still? Which is a shame, because it's actually really cool. Like, it feels, the first time you're in there, with all the, like, the adrenaline flowing, it feels like it's this amazing fight that, like, Ganon's actually sword fighting you, and you're actually not just fighting a Nintendo boss. They do a very good job of hiding it. Oh, that comic's great. The Phantom Hourglass comic. You may have heard of me. I'm Link, the hero of the winds. I defeated Ganon and saved Hyrule. Let's do this properly. I did all these things. You're in my backyard now, boy. Back to basics for you. For that old man in that game that basically puts you through the tutorial. Skyward Sword is utter garbage and trash. Here's the thing, Skyward Sword took the worst feature of every 3D Zelda game that preceded it and put it together. Didn't like sailing through an ocean with nothing in it? Good. We replaced it with sky so you wouldn't notice. Didn't like Navi? Fee is even worse. Twilight Princess is then the one that I have to like try and think about it for, because the best I have is that the intro takes forever. But it's just like, oh my god, make it stop. And again, Zelda spends the game shoving Links off cliffs. Also, Link literally has the Triforce! It screws up! I believe that, Lasso. Like, Twilight Princess was actually a really fun game. And every time I try to go back and play it, I get stuck in this 4-hour intro sequence and turn the game off because I don't have that much time. Double! Oh, the Yeti's house is awesome, actually. Blue balls. The Yeti's house is like an amazing dungeon. It's 4. I mean, the problem with the motion controls is obviated by the fact that there are no motion controls. If you shake the controller, Link swings a sword. Every motion in that game, other than pointing at the screen, is just a button press, remapped to shaking. This is the B button. This is the sword button. That's all it is. I could do whatever I want with this, and this is the B button. This is sword spin. Done. Motion controls are awful, it's true. The pointing at the screen actually is the one motion control, if you can call it that, that always worked for the Wii.
Cannon!
This is not Calamity Ganon. This is just Ganon. One more pass of the fire bat. Let's get my boy the lantern out here. Is the lantern a boy? Doesn't matter. Like, once I figured out in that game that my exact motion didn't matter, I was just getting a button push, it worked out. This is actually really awkward. Well, I hit him once. I'm fully expecting this to go out. Get the double here. It's over. Did I cut the 150? I should just take that split out of there. Doesn't matter. We cut the 150. It only took how many? Like 5.5 years? More than that? It is. Here's my argument to you also. The Wii is going to age worse than the N64. N64 graphically is fine. And I guess I have to throw out the Virtual Console because it actually serves a purpose. Let's just leave it at that. The N64 is not that bad when you consider where it is. Its games are not completely broken. They're broken. They're broken if you're looking to break them. The bad games are always bad games. There's bad games on SNES and NES you can break. It's just that 3D you can break more. Bless you. The Wii U is going to age just fine. The problem is there's no games on it to age. That's why we won't notice it aging poorly. Credits are running. Have to let the credits run in a PB under speedrunning law. Alright. Fun fact, I am behind less people on the Link to the Past No Major Glitches leaderboard than I am on the Mario Odyssey leaderboard. Let that sink in for a moment. Shoutouts to all of the new speedrunners out there. The best Wii... What is the best Wii U game? Well, we've got Luigi U. I don't want to count the remakes at all. An HD remake is not a game. That's not an original game. Get out. Wind Waker HD. Not Twilight Princess HD? I should get Twilight Princess HD one day. I got the Wii. I got the Wii U when Twilight Princess HD Wii U came out. Not Twilight Princess. Wind Waker HD. And I've yet to play it. I played the original. Like, yeah. Where am I? I'm sitting pretty at 244th on the Link to the Past leaderboard. And I just picked up about 4 minutes. Picked up 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Bumps me all the way up to 224th. Nice. In the spirit of the Supersonic Who Did I Bop Award, Stravaris is probably the only name on here I recognize. Fenrir Plays is next at 149.15. That's true. I mean, that's what you should hear about a remake, that they fixed bad things about it. Here's the Triforce quest in Wind Waker, admittedly, it's not actually awful, except for the part where you have to grind money to bring to Tingle. Barrier skip. Oh my god. Like, Tingle is far and away the worst part of Barrier Skip. Well, not Barrier Skip, but the Triforce Quest. A, because Tingle's in the game. B, because you have to give him a ton of money that you can't fit in your wallet. It's just, ugh. It's awful. The best games on the Wii U. I'll throw a bone to Smash. Haven't really played it. Although at the same time, if you're saying Smash and Mario Kart are the best games on your console, it's kind of a duh. Luigi U. I'm going to make the case here that Zelda games, Metroid games, and the like are much more original than, you know, Smash Brothers next. Although I guess Mario Kart Next is the same argument as Luigi U. I don't have Mario Kart Next because I'm tired of chasing computers, and the motorbikes killed it for me. I never got the Wii version either. I think it's Luigi U. And it's Luigi U, 3D World, Tropical... I'm going down like the list of Wii U games I actually own. Tropical Freeze was fun. I should cut the 2 in Tropical Freeze. Punch-Out Wii. But Punch-Out Wii isn't... That's on Wii, isn't it? Not Wii U? This is why the Wii U is a bad console, by the way. Right? This is a great idea on paper. It was a great idea when they used the Game Boy Advance on the GameCube for things. And then you actually get this, and you never look at it. Like, yeah. If this thing is, yeah. The problem is that now is a step back from this because you got rid of the touchscreen on your controller, which they needed. Like, the inventory on your controller is a cool idea until you realize you never look at it. Like, look at Crystal Chronicles on GameCube, because that's the game I'm thinking of, where you can look at your like pocket device and see there's my inventory without even pausing. The best Wii U game might be Breath of the Wild. That's true. Well, it's like the best GameCube game might be Twilight Princess. Except it's Melee, isn't it? The 4th game out on the console was the best one, and its name was Smash Melee. Smash? Oh my god, college. It's Wind Waker. Jeez. Wind Waker is... As much as I shit on Wind Waker is not a bad game. It just has a lot of... The Skyward Sword is worse. So here's the thing. I said for a long time, the 8th game in the series is always the one. Final Fantasy 8, Mega Man 8, Wind Waker is Zelda 8. Yeah, every 8 has some redeeming features. You know what the problem was? Then the 13s came. Final Fantasy 13 makes Final Fantasy 8 look like a masterpiece. Skyward Sword is terrible. I don't know what the 13th Mega Man game is anymore. It's not out yet. It's what Capcom's gonna announce on Monday, probably. Battle Network. Is there a Battle Network? I think there's a 6, actually. They almost got to 8. Might Never 9. Wow. Mighty Number 9... Here's the thing. Mighty Number 9's issues, because I did play that game a lot, it's all like actual functioning on the console. The underlying gameplay actually works. Except whereas like Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 and most 64 games, you have to like try to do something bad in them for things to go wrong, Mighty Number 9 will just crash out of hatred of its own existence. And that's probably how the highlight of this PB ends, with me saying that. Good night, everybody. The best thing about Mighty Number 9 on the Wii U looks like an N64 game. I'm not even joking. You talk about the N64